All right, what's up, everyone? BallietBran here. We got another lovely stream for you, like always. There's been a lot of news and information that's gone on in the past week since I streamed last. The price of Hex is pumping. The Pulse Chain sacrifice went very well, in my opinion. And yeah, it's always nice to be a part of a community that has so much going on, and sometimes it's kind of hard to stay up to date with everything. So I'll say what's up to the chat in just a second here. I'm going to give you a little bit of an outline. I do have some stuff that I want to cover, and then I'll talk about the title of the stream as well. But yeah, pretty much. I mean, Richard Hart, he retired when he was 23. And officially, as of tomorrow, I'll be putting in a 1 week notice at my work. And to one of the people in the chat, when you say like you're retiring and stuff like that, it's just like what Gary Funding Jim has talked about. It's not like I'm stopping work, right? It's not like I'm stopping any of this. But I want to better dedicate my time. That's not 8.5 hours or 9 hours a day to a corporation or a company that, even though I liked working with them, liked all the coworkers, that was probably my favorite job that I've worked there for the past 3 years. It's something you have to realize at the end of the day, how much time do you want to spend doing that, where you might be able to better spend it elsewhere. So anyways, let me just say kind of some of the stuff that I have saved in a little Word document that I want to go over. So someone just got a new Pulse Chain tattoo. We'll take a look at that. We got Richard. He's talking about, even though there's no profits or expectations from the work of others, Richard is hiring. So he's hiring Golang developers, Solidity and stuff like that developers. So kind of want to talk about the list that he has. I'm going to try and be a little bit more concise, like I mentioned. I want to, in the future streams, kind of have like somewhat of a layout and have it be a little bit, not more scripted, but just less time in between, different topics. So the other one is, so I think one of my last streams recently was a $600 million hack that had happened. And turns out the person that was doing the hack was a nice guy, and they had talked about that, just a little brief before I actually go into it. They had talked about in some sort of message or something that like, hey, this is too much money to launder. This was kind of just to show you guys that don't mess with admin keys with projects or bridges or anything like that have admin keys. And pretty much we'll go over that, but it's been, pretty much all been given back. And then, okay, yeah. And then I'll say what's up to the chat in just a second. Let me just go over a couple more topics that I got, and then we'll get into everything. So another one. So I mentioned the $600 million plus DeFi hack. And like $33 million of it was in Tether or something like that. But the point is Box Mining, that was a user that was affected from the hack. He had responded to a comment, which the comment was, what did you and what did we learn from this? And he said, I think he said like, he didn't say absolutely nothing, because that's just ridiculous. But he said something like nothing, or something of that sort, where it's like, dude, you got your head so far stuck up there that you're really lucky that you got this money back, dude, because I'm going to cover that in when I go into it. But then another one is Richard Hart will go on, the guy, Michael the watch guy. I'm pretty sure what it is. It's like his producer, the guy that does the video. He's got his own YouTube channel, which I just found out about today. I thought he was talking about the initial producer Michael stream, but anyways, yeah, Richard's going to be going on a channel that's got a lot of subscribers. It's got about almost 500,000. It's got 469,000 subscribers. So without further ado, let me just say, let's just say what's up to the chat, and then we'll play the intro. No time limit per se on the stream. I don't like to do that in the first place, but yeah, let's just say what's up. So yeah, Casey says, congrats, Balliet. Thank you. Doom, congratulations. Brizology, sick. Steve D, hey guys, how's it going? Doom says, looks like many Hexicans can retire in 21 and 2022. Yeah, it's true, right? That's one of the beautiful things about delaying gratification and being conservative with your money. I've got I don't know if I actually made it public yet, but I do have a clip of Richard saying like, even though some may consider me a billionaire, I'm still very frugal with my money. And he was talking in reference to the trading view that won't let you, like, you have to pretty much refresh it. Otherwise, it'll prompt you to pay, John Amosu says, we are Pulsicans louder. John Amosu, do we have an opportunity to ask questions during the interview? So, and then I responded to him, yeah, this is just a solo stream, right? I have been nominated, I guess, by the community to finally do a stream with Richard. And it's something that I've thought about for a long time. I mean, him and I have followed each other for at least the past year. And anyways, I would love to do that. I'm going to message him, and maybe in the next week or so, I'll send him a message on Telegram and just ask him, hey, I know I don't follow your criteria of 10,000, but maybe collectively have about like 6,000 people. Can we do a stream type deal? And I think that would be great. I know he's given streams to people that had a lot less impact in the Hex community and Pulse community, and that had even less than 10,000. So I have no doubt in my mind he'll probably say yes sometime in the future. Like I said, I don't want to. Part of it is like respecting him, and then part of it's like, okay, we'll get to it when we get to it. But my brother says #stud Wick8. You lucky Balliet. I hodl a year bag bigger than yours. However, not feeling bad retiring before 40s. Let's see where we going, Hex fan. Well, I've never collectively ever shared any of my main addresses. Any things that I've ever shared in the past, or even as like a ref link, have just been sub addresses that may or may not be tied to me, So it's funny to think, not to call you out too much, but like, anyways, if you hodl a bigger bag than me, great, That's do you want to pull out a measuring tape and see what's bigger down there too? Like, we can do that if you want, man. Hexican Greenhorn, always something to do. Yeah, exactly. I mean, just because you're quote unquote retiring, like I said, just like Gary mentioned, doesn't mean that you're just sitting on your thumb all day and just laying in bed all day. No, I've got stuff that I need to catch up back on that I've kind of neglected, the past year and a half. So looking forward to getting into some healthier habits, being able to just have enough time to not have to be super micromanaging of the time. I want to be able to, do things productively. Marcavelli, Brand the man. Stacking them Hex is work. Yeah, and so was at the very beginning, the other guy says you lucky. You were lucky, you mean? But anyways, yeah, I mean, a lot of people might think, oh, you're so lucky, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, no, dude, I got my ass wrecked in 2017 by listening to Furus. And then I had still followed Richard, even though he had called the top, didn't really think that it was going to happen. It was kind of like, yeah, we'll see. And then it happened. And then started following Richard, sold all my bag from the losses that I had, and then put it into Hex. And then the thing is just like, oh, yeah, cool, you got into Hex early. But a lot of people that can't think for themselves, they succumbed to the FUD, right? They supplicated to the people calling it a scam and stuff like this. So not to go into that too much, we'll go into it later. I never know how to say it, dude. You got to tell me one time. But Baggio or Baggio says, it might be Baggio, but achievement unlocked. Yeah, dude. I mean, never thought I'd be able to say that. And even when I started my job in 2017, I probably started in like October, and I started getting into crypto around March, about March, March 5th, something like that. But the point is they were like, hey, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And I remember telling them like, hey, I see this cryptocurrency thing as something that's not going away. And I see myself, if I invested in the right opportunities and projects and products, of maybe not having to work in 5 years, because the largest appreciating asset class in the world is so big that it doesn't take many X's to be able to really multiply. And they kind of laughed at me and scoffed at it. And I've always kind of been like that crypto kid at the work and whatnot. But I mean, anyone that's ever listened, because I've only ever publicly mentioned Hex, and that's all I'm ever going to really, Hex and Pulse. since I've got a conviction behind it and realized that they're solid projects. Anyone that's ever listened to that I've even worked with has done very well too. And one of my coworkers, I'd given him like $20 worth of Hex, and I was like, hey, you need to swap some of this ETH into Hex. And then that one swap that I'd given him, like he didn't spend a dime, but he was still qualifiable for the Uniswap airdrop of 400 uni. So, he sold it right away and paid off some of his car payment that him and his wife were doing. But I think that it's pretty cool. I mean, this crypto stuff is not going away anytime soon, especially when you look at the, not outside influence, but especially when you look at the political stuff, the financial stuff that's going on. Yeah, I like being my own bank and not having to beg on my hands and knees when I can spend my money. Alamo, I hodl. Yeah. Who says that? Yeah, it's whatever. I mean, I'm not offended or anything. Renty T, hello, good sir. Ash, congrats on this and look forward to what you plan to do next. Yeah, thank you. It's something that I've been able to do for quite some time now and have been giving it some serious thought. And I'd taken like a 2-month break from my work, which ends in about a week from tomorrow. And then I was just like, man, my manager called me and I was like, hey, do I still have to do this if I'm not vaccinated? Not to get into that stuff, but do we still have to do this and this and this? Yes. And then the more I started thinking about it, 45, 50 hours a week, maybe after driving, it's a lot of freaking time, man. And, with not going to get into specific numbers, but with what the shares I have are and stuff like that, like I'm pretty sure you can earn 20 times more what you're making per year and be able to retire off of even 1/20th of that. So Hexstack, welcome to the club, brother. Chad Donnerschwanz, BallietBran, congrats, my dude. Kaz, hi, Bran. What's retirement money? Well, these questions sometimes can be kind of generic, but like the thing that you have to consider is I'm not someone that likes to live above my means. Like, even though I could, I'm not going to be buying any Rolex anytime soon, stuff like that. So, I've got to, you have to think about what's your cost of living and stuff like that. And then, how much are you earning in interest? How much do you have in a supply already of fiat that you can kind of hold yourself off for? So, yeah, I mean, it really just depends on your lifestyle, what your bills are, how often do you like to go out, things like that. So it's all kind of subjective. I got a couple super chats I'll get to. Let me just scroll down the comments real quick. Do the Puyallup. Yeah, Puyallup Fair is pretty cool. They got some good scones. Pamp our tires. Yeah, the price is pumping. We'll get into that in a second. Okay, hello Hexicans, crypto. Yeah, we got a whole bunch of people in here. So thanks for everyone that's tuning in. Hexstack, howdy from Montana. Hexfetti. Can't wait for Pulse. You and me both, right? This is pretty cool because, I know how to calculate the T-shares times the, payout per T-share rate. And you look at it, theoretically, it's not like that number is not stable. It can go up or down. But you think about it, and it's like, wow, to think that no one knows the dollar value of what the Pulse side of Hex is going to be. But even just the fact that you're going to have those T-shares copied over, and you look at what the T-share cost is right now for just a spot T-share, fuck, dude, that's a lot of free money. The brand hammer is big with this one. Yeah, totally. Yeah, Cuatro Cinco. Yeah, dude, Cuatro Cincos are my favorite. Some of my biggest stakes are Cuatro Cincos, and it was just from listening to Richard. I finally realized, dude, even if I don't understand what was going on, early on in the days with the shares and stuff like this, hey, just following, there's no advice or anything, but just following him, he's generally had a track record of being right. And I wanted to make a clip about it the other day, and then I was like, man, maybe not. But someone had asked him, hey, Richard, what have you been wrong on recently? And he's like, can't think of anything. So I thought that was kind of funny. Hey, what's up, Toby? Toby1. Hey, Sobi. Congrats, Bran. Great talking yesterday. Looking forward to our stream. Yeah, I really look forward to it. We can kind of cover what's going on and just other stuff in general. And I always like talking to people that are pragmatic, that can kind of be able to give, me a fresh perspective on what I might have had a bias towards. And just, I always like talking with him. He's always got a pretty good, like I said, just like straightforward approach. And the thing that I like is it's not emotional, right? It's not like, oh, I feel this way because of this reason. It's like, no, here's the facts, and like, here's what we can do. Here's my, what be going on. So BMA, anyone learning about Hex and Pulse from Bran right now are lucky and fortunate. Thanks, dude. What's good, B? Inviting Freedom. Hey, how you doing? Vinerex, up and away. Yes. Okay, let's get into this real quick. Thank you, Hexican Greenhorn, Hexstack. Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, still want to do another stream. Maybe we'll have to do that. Get it scheduled and stuff. But yeah, I want to hear more of your story, and I want to be able to ask the questions that I didn't get to because the audio is a little bit funky. But yeah, this is another gentleman. Yeah, retired off Hex and got a really cool program, and it kind of goes to show you like the thinking of the masses, right? So he has this social thought experiment called like loose change. And it's pretty much that like when he was detailing cars that the ownership owned something like that they would normally just take the pennies and dimes and nickels and quarters and just throw them away because it's just that's just 22 cents right there. But he would say, hey, instead of you throwing it away, give it to me and I'll collect it and put it into cash and then put it into crypto. So he's got a pretty cool story there. Definitely follow him on Twitter. It's under the same username. So thank you. Oh, and he says, $20 you say, LOL, can't wait till we stream again. Oh, dude, yeah, I should have read that first. Yeah, dude, I really look forward to it. And that's the cool thing, right, is there's only been maybe one opportunity or one stream, I should say, that I did with someone that was a Hexican and Pulsican that I maybe should have just asked more questions on or like been a little bit more thorough on. But yeah, pretty much every Hexican, every person that I've interviewed that I've kind of knew a little bit about, I've always been very happy to do a stream with them and very stand-up people. Stellar Hex, congratulations, dude. Thank you. Yeah, okay. Say it like Bellagio. Baggio. Okay. Baggio. Hopefully I didn't butcher that too much. All right, what else we got here? Okay, we're going to go through this real quick. We still got to do the intro. We still got to get through the price pumping up nearly 45%, something like that. Downhill swimmer, good afternoon, Brandon. Hey, how are you doing? A bit Hex. I retired with 32 years old. Hex is changing lives. It really is. It really is. And like I said, when you do the math and you just take these are obviously numbers like, oh my God, sure, you could have fluctuation here and there, but that's like very marginal. But anyways, yeah, you take the numbers that you're earning now based on the shares, based on your stakes, when they expire. Can you get more T-shares when those previous stakes end? And can you throw them back out in the future and just keep earning more? And it's really cool what you can do with it. I mean, I've said this a million times, but with how much Hex has gone up, even if you had, and this is obviously like, oh, who buys the very absolute low? But the point is if you bought at the very absolute low and then even had it to its most recent all-time high, I mean, it's especially even before staking, you'd have like $3.3 million, something like that. So that's definitely significant money. And it's not something to scoff about. Hex Live, get him. Randy Rhino, did that for 33 years. Get free from that job. Yeah, dude. It's something that I was constantly grinding, constantly just saving every penny and investing it as opposed to living paycheck to paycheck like most people do and kind of living within their means. Like, no, dude, I was living below and kind of planning out, the money that was coming in. Miodrag Radovic, it's better to be able to work on your dreams than someone else's. Congrats and best wishes. Thank you. I feel the same way, right? John Amosu, how do you feel every time Hex deeps? So every time Hex dips, I don't feel bad at all. I mean, think about it. A lot for someone like myself personally that's been in so early. Oh my God, Hex could go to a penny and I'm still like orgasmically excited, right? It just depends on when you got in. But the fact that Hex dips and goes up, like the volatility is really where money is made and where people that sell, sell the bottom, people that buy the top, all these different dynamics that can kind of happen. But the point is I like volatility. Hex is very volatile, but as a holder and staker, not someone that gets affected by the price chart. when it dips, it's like, okay, I'm already massively in profit, so many thousands of X, that it's not a big deal for me. And so the other thing is too, is I got a large portion of what I have staked. Like, I'm not going to tell you the percent, but it's significant. And so anyways, I know that every day I'm earning interest. So even if it does dip a little bit, the price could dip, but the interest that I'm earning in Hex is so much that cancels out that dippage. So I hope that makes sense. Alan says, I retired February 2021. This was the time when I thought I had enough money to be financially free. Since then, Hex has made another 13X. Hey, totally. And that's the beautiful thing too, is like, you know, some people think like, oh, you know, you're retired off Hex, like now you're like a, you know, what is it, like a net seller type deal. I'm like, that's not the case, man. You don't know what other stuff I have going on. And even if it was the case, like you should be able to celebrate people that are Hex flexing or that are selling, because it means that you have an opportunity to be able to sell higher in the future, and for them to have sold, they probably have earned mad gains. Slam the like button and subscribe. BMA says, one of these days, us OGs, Bran, Hexican fans should all pitch in buy Bran a Rolex. Yeah, I mean, I'd kind of feel bad if you guys pitched in to do that. I mean, I could probably just do it myself, but yeah, maybe after another 10X or something like that. I'm not in like a huge rush to do that, you know. But yeah, appreciate the thought, man. That's really cool. Glad to see a lot of the OGs doing well. I hope I'll be there when we start moving past $1-ish. Probably. I don't know. I'm heavily staked out long term. Yeah, hey, me too. You know, the average is looking good, the average stake. And it is nice to see people doing well, right? The people, like I mentioned, the people that had listened to Vase and the other 2 or 3 lawyers, you know, crap talking Richard on day 1 of launch. The people like Box Mining that still call Hex a scam after he literally just rug pulled his followers on something that was literally hacked and stuff like that, and could be considered, you know, a scam because the admin keys. A lot of the Hexicans have endured, you know, not even little squabbles here within the community. That happens every now and then with anything, but just all the fun and stuff like that. It really makes you like question your sanity and be like Richard said, you know, the best person in crypto that's raised so much money for charity, that's done all this stuff, is like ridiculed. And it really goes to show you a testament of what the space is like. And it really is a space that could be cleaned up. Let's take out the trash. What's up, everyone? BallietBran, aka Richard Hart Jr. All right, got some. Yeah, ready for the intro. Okay, yeah, let's do the intro. We'll kind of get in some stuff. If I read comments all day, we'll do a 24-hour live stream. Okay, so let me just do the 90-second intro. You know, get a drink, whatever, and be back in 90 seconds. Actually, 88 seconds.
Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to like. Be sure to share. Be sure to comment. Yeah. Say it. Say it. Motherfucking jackpot. We still jackpot, bitch!
Thank you, Richard, for creating and founding the most amazing and disruptive financial technology cryptocurrency ever. Thank you, sir. And nice streams, Mr. BallietBran.
Cool. So that's the little intro. We'll say what's up to just a couple more things in the chat, and then we'll kind of get on to a handful of the topics that I wanted to cover. So like I said, even in 2017, there's like, man, there's so much going on. I'm just even when I was in about like 3 or 4 altcoins at the time. Well, actually 3 because I had Bitcoin. But the point is there was so much information and so much news going on that it was almost like information overload. Like I can't keep up with this. So my fellas says Hexicans are millionaires because we delayed gratification. Of course not, because we sold Hex for cheap ETH and bought again Hex and sell for USD. Yeah, there's even this guy like Colin Talks Crypto. He had done the free claim because he had Bitcoin, and forgot about it. About 300 and something days later, he's like, "Oh, this is worth a lot," and then sold it for ETH. And then, it's kind of like a testament of what Hex can do, because as soon as he had sold for ETH, the price went up like another 5x, something like that. We are good. We have much time here in the future. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to, just kind of being able to think like how can I best help the Hex community? How can I do more evergreen content, stuff like that, to be able to maximize the people that are actually watching it. Retire. In the end, you need a purpose in your day. Build something that matters to you. It's called enterprise and keeps us moving. Agreed. Okay, Bashio. Cool. Thank you. All right, let me get a sip of water here. Hexican Greenhorn. Smart move, Bran. Glad for you, buddy. Thank you. Hex 1986. Congrats, bro. Thank you. BallietBran, I'm so effing happy for you. We talked about it in Vegas at day 1 has transpired. Yeah, man. It's been a wonderful journey, and every day it's just getting better, All right, Toby's got another. He says, finally, you don't have to live on Smuckers and Crustables anymore. Wagyu ribeyes for breakfast, lunch. I'm kind of in a similar position as Richard when it comes to the Wagyu. The other day, well, maybe like a couple months ago, but went to this fancy place and, Wagyu, they specialize in Wagyu. I'm the same way, man. I'm not a fan of having like a whole bunch of fat on my meat. Like I've always liked chicken for that reason. And then with steak, like, yeah, let's just cut out the fat and like give me the good stuff, That's just me personally. I know my aunt, she'll like cut off the fat and like engorge in that. So some people have their own preference, but I'll take the Wagyu without all the fat. So I'll just take a regular medium rare steak. But yeah, I totally know what you mean. No more PB&Js. Dilemma, new to Hex, worth wait. Okay, so someone else had this question too. Is it worth waiting for pulse staking? Why not both, right? Anytime that I've ever considered, is this going to happen or that going to happen? Why not increase your odds of one of those two things happening and just split it between the two? So say, theoretically, you could stake half of it and then the other half you could keep liquid for when it comes after the snapshot. So good advice, thanks. The problem is, I love my name. That's a good name. Randy, congrats, BallietBran. Thank you. Or sorry, Bondi. Totally butchered that name. All right, cool. Let's go over a couple more comments, then we'll get into the good stuff. We love you, Simply. Hey, man, love you too. You guys are all the best. I remember the first time streaming being like, hearing about it from other people that were like, quote unquote, successful. And they're like, yeah, first you might have 1 to 3 people watching, and then, just keep doing it. It'll get better. And I just kept thinking like, man, these numbers just aren't growing. But then there's a certain point where you hit like that snowball effect where it starts rolling down. And it's really cool to see the success and growth that everyone has had, right? Congratulations to Richard Hart for over 100,000 Twitter followers. That's amazing. He's got like over 75.6 thousand subscribers on YouTube. So yeah, we'll get into the comments later. I could read this for days, right? But let's just see what's going on. We'll start off with the price. So Uniswap.hex.vision. This is just something that I've happened to notice as a long-term pattern. You've kind of got this big ass rise that we've had, which was super awesome. And we had like, a 4x right there. And then, had its little dip. But the point is we can see that this chart, if I just zoom out and just do one of these things, from here or even big payday, we can see the chart is just going up and to the right. So I think that that's really exciting. And it goes to show you that, hey, the design intention is really working. So let's just get back into it. We can see that we've kind of had this little bull flag thing going here. And once it broke through right there, now we've got liftoff. And we've already kind of touched the top of this. And once we break through the top of this, which is probably going to be next week, it's possibly, I guess, maybe within the next month, I would guess, we're really going to have liftoff. I mean, we're at 16 cents now. We can go to 30 cents to 45 cents rather quickly. And that's really exciting. So the point is the price, we're at 16 cents right now. It's absolutely amazing. Over the past 7 days since I last streamed, from, say, the lowest to the all-time high within the past 24 hours, we're up like 41.8%. So that's really cool to see. I always like to see the price go up, and not to mention, sure, you've got 40% APY or 40% APY for like the average length staker, but then you multiply the interest that you're getting, and then you times that by the price appreciation, and it's like, these are some really big numbers. All right, so let's get into the links. Let me 1 second here. I'll just copy it manually. So yeah, we did a little bit of price just to see, hey, we're doing well since the past week. And I want to get into some of these other topics, and then, say what's up to the chat and some other stuff too. So yeah, it looks like someone got a Pulse Chain tattoo. And I actually wasn't following them, and I am now. But, that name right there, they say, I'm ready for those massive gains and the crypto takeover within time. Thank you for everything so far, Richard Hart. And thanks in regards for everything that you do. Much love. And yeah, here we go. We got a, little Pulse Chain tattoo right there. Looks really good. The color gradient looks great too. And let's see. It looks like, yeah, that's on their right, above their right ankle. So good spot to put a tattoo. So yeah, anyways, that's that. Let's get into the, so shout out to that person, right? How many Bitcoin tattoos have you seen recently? Probably not many. So shout out to that person. We got another thing to cover. Okay, so let's get into some meat in the bones. Meat and bones. Are you good at Golang? Want to make $175,000 a year? Do you speak good English? I want to hire you remotely. Blockchain software all sucks. We're making it suck less. I like that term, right? We're making it suck less. Because it's really true. And you look at all of like the quote unquote DeFi hacks, even though it's like DeFi, but it's got an admin key. And so we see all these different hacks that happen. And then Hex is just that shining hill on a city, standing strong. And it's funny, there's like a psychology term called projection and whatnot. And like usually the people that are like yelling the most at you and that are pointing the finger the most at you, usually if you like take that and like point their arguments back towards themselves, usually it's like showing that, oh, they've actually got some stuff to hide. But anyways, so it talks about the GitLab, the Pulse Chain code on GitLab, so people can take a look and see how they can add improvements. So Richard's got let me zoom in here, and I'll try and zoom it in just a little bit better. Let me make sure everyone can still see the screen. Okay, good. Okay, so Pulse Chain mainnet minimum viable product. So the first thing is testnet. That's the most important. So got to get going on that testnet. Obviously not rushing anyone, but that is what their first priority is. Second one is go.hex.com, working with phex, which is in progress right now. And I've had this conversation with other people that have asked in the past. So, currently you go to go.hex.com, you connect your MetaMask. And then with Pulse Chain, what Richard's talked about is that most likely there will be like a little toggle or something that's apparent of like Hex on Ethereum or Hex on Pulse Chain. And then you can kind of click it and then configure the MetaMask and have both of it on the same website. So I think that's really good to keep the brand, which is Hex in general, whether it's on Pulse Chain or whether it's on Ethereum, all within the same site. So I think that's good. Step 3, bridges. So Ethereum bridges, and then so Ethereum to Pulse Chain, and then large ERC20 bridges to Pulse Chain as well, or from Pulse Chain to those, whatever you want to call it. So Uniswap version 2, front end for Pulse Chain. We have this at ethhex.com already, and we can rename a copy. I like it. Yeah, ethhex.com is great. So many people, especially with like, Uniswap, you go to use Uniswap and it's like, oh, okay. Back in the day, you had to like manually put in the contract code, and then it would tell you that this is like a suspicious contract that might be a scam. And it's like, man, quit fudding the people that are just trying to get some hex, man. So the next one is Block Explorer. It says Block Scout for now. Hopefully Etherscan guys later. Cool. So once that's done, post minimum viable product, we've got trading. So they're going to have a fork of Pancake Swap, which is going to be Pancake Swap itself is a fork of Uniswap with liquidity, providing rewards. It says insanely important liquidity provided rewards for ERC20 and PRC20 pairs. So we're just going to go through this list, go through the other stuff, say what's up to the chat, and kind of have a little stream there. So coin ranking site for PRC20s, wallet, replace MetaMask, Uniswap, but across chains. I think that that's a amazing technology and breakthrough. And when that happens, not if it happens, but when that happens, I think you're going to see a lot of adoption. I mean, we really do live in a cross-chain and multi-chain world, not just a one chain. So to be able to bridge over and cross over and swap over between chain to chain, I think it's very important. So Uniswap but across chains, yep. More bridges to start, then Bitcoin, BNB, BCH in that order, great. Network, so port to Iragon from Geth. I remember Richard talking about that, and he had actually talked about that even that port can add like a 4 times throughput increase, which is, I'm pretty sure if that's the same thing he was talking about, it's like a 4x throughput increase. So that's freaking awesome. Uniswap v3 front end. Stablecoin, this is exciting. Stablecoin from my exchange I'm making. So yes, Richard has announced it publicly. I think I might even have a clip, but he's applied for a exchange license. I think it's going to be in the UK area based, so not for US citizens yet, but sounds like he might have something going on with the Harvard guys that may or may not be working on that. Aggregator, replace 1inch.io, market orders and limit orders. The next one, margin trading. That'll be exciting. I'll definitely be excited. And then tornado.cash, we have Hexnado already, can modify. So yeah, that's really cool. Let's just see what the chat thinks about this, because it's been a while. Ooh, okay, Toby's got a new one here. Okay. So Toby says 100%. Wagyu actually has, let's see, monosaturated fat instead of saturated fats like normal beef. Basically like avocados. Didn't know that. Yeah, I know that's better. It is heart-healthy dietary fat because it lowers LDL, cholesterol, while increasing HDL cholesterol. Your treat of Vegas 2022. Yeah, dude. Hey, maybe I should start pumping the Wagyu into the veins. Okay, so yeah, let's see what the chat thought about that. So Nardo, how you doing, my friend? You the man, Brando. What did John say? Anyways, we'll get into this person's comments. So it sounds like Richard's folk are building. Is that my take via this tweet? Yes. Yeah, dude. Lots of great, man. Shit. Now that I've got more time on my hands, hey, guess what? We can not neglect the things that are important and get back into just proper schedule, all the good stuff. So definitely going to have more time to do what the hell I want as opposed to, working for someone else. Cash Plus does a $5 super sticker. Let me see what that little super sticker looks like. Sometimes they're kind of cool. Yeah, he's got a little Superman thing going. Cool. So that looks good. Let's see if there's anything else interesting here. T-Shares, hey, Bran, how's it going? Thanks, Piston. You should join Bran and I. We had dinner with Super Hex Win, and it was a highlight of the trip. Yeah, dude, no, Super Hex, he's great. Cookies and crypto. Yo, Hex let you quit your job? Yes. yeah, tomorrow's the official day. Like I said, I've had like about a 2-month hiatus. Told them it was a, what did I say? Like not paid leave, but like request leave of absence, something like that. Wanted to have like a 2-month break just to like be able to comprehend the gains and what I wanted to do in the future. And then I'm supposed to go back in a week from tomorrow. So instead of a 2-week notice, like I'd like to, it's not like I'm just going to be like quit, but I'll give them a 1-week notice. And they've already been handling the train so well that they don't need me. And some of the people I've gotten into Hex, and hopefully in a couple of years, few years, whatever, however long it takes for the amount that they invested to really do well, hopefully they can do the same thing. Because at the end of the day, Richard talks about this too, but if you're trading your time, your hours for dollars, then you're never going to be able to work enough to really get out of that rat race. You need assets and you need things that can work for you while you're sleeping. And that's exactly what Hex.com can do. I mean, I look at, people that do real estate. I look at people that do stocks and other investments. And Hex is just so unique in the aspect that, hey, you can just sit back, have your little stakes. All of it is, the smart contract, the code is based in a certain way where there's no guarantees of like, price go up and this and that, but there's guarantees of what the smart contract can do and what it's been doing the past 660 something days. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Retirement looking good on you, brother. Yeah, dude. Looking forward to not having to wake up at 5 a.m. and that'll be nice. Congrats. What's up, Bran? What's up, Day 43? Hey, let's do a stream sometime. Anonymous Sukaru. If you don't mind, what was your job? So I worked at a really large masonry company, manufacturing company. So it's called Mutual Materials. They're based in Pacific Northwest, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, Washington. And pretty much they started off making like masonry. So like bricks, concrete masonry units, CMUs, cinder blocks. And then they kind of moved into like the hardscape category. So, hey, the patio that you have on your deck, say that hardscape patio. Well, guess what? The company that I work for is like one of the largest, distributors and manufacturers of that in the Pacific Northwest region. So anyways, that's what they did. What I did is thankfully I didn't have to move the product because even the handful of times that I have, you can get injured really, really easily. But the point is I just manage all the deliveries. So even though I'm here in Seattle, all of the brick, pretty much 99% of the CMU, the cinder blocks and the masonry work is all done from the materials that the company that I work for supplied. And I just made sure that the material got there at the right time, that it was the right address, that the product was right. That's the most important part. Is our success rate at the BallietBran that I worked at had a success rate of like 85, 90%. And the other people had not even like half that. Like their success rate was just less and just less attention to detail. So I just made sure that the train ran on time after it was set up and, just made sure that the people got the product that they ordered. And then when they got the wrong product and there happened to be mistakes, how to navigate around that and make sure the customer is still happy. Tim Boogie, however you say it. Great, man. Congrats. You just inspired me to retire my parents as well with these gains. Yeah, you have to realize at the end of the day that guess what? Even though I'm 24, there's so much time and there's so much time that's wasted. And then there's also things that are like really important to you. So like what is important to you? Like your loved ones or family, this and that. Like, well, how much time do you want to spend with them? Or how much time do you want to try and spend improving other people's lives or like building things that can improve other people's lives? And so, once, like I said, I've kind of been in this like intermediary position where I've just been thinking like, when am I going to do this? Is it going to make sense for this reason or that reason? And finally, it just got to the point where I was like, man, I don't want to go back after a 2-month break. So yeah, it'll be nice to put in the letter of resignation, the 1-week letter of resignation tomorrow. And it's exciting. Sounds like it wasn't the worst job you could have had. Dude, I actually really liked it, right? So like there's what you do at the job and then there's the coworkers. And what I've realized is like I've had shitty managers before and like really like not dogmatic, but kind of like yeah, just very demanding, authoritarian type stuff. And it's nice to, at the job that I was working at, like I liked everyone that I worked with. Everyone is very friendly, cordial. I had a really good communication with them to be able to get what was needed done and be able to do it without them just moaning and groaning about doing their jobs. 16 cents holding nicely, totally. Yeah, this is amazing, right? We're so much higher than I thought we'd be at this point in time. And I remember like even 1 penny, a lot of us, what was it? It was like the end of the year 2020 that we hit a penny, and then 2 pennies. I know we hit 2 pennies that day on New Year's, but the point is the price can just go up so much higher and quicker than you ever expect. And it's really cool to see that, hey, being on the right side of history, being on Team Win, following Richard Hart, listening to him. One thing I'm really excited to do is I've got a printout. It's probably at least like 300, 400 pages, but of SciVibe, hole punched, and Fix the World. So I'm looking forward to reading that. Piston Broke says, BallietBran, haha, you quit because of the boss's daughter. The boss's daughter is actually not very attractive. So definitely not because of that. And if the GF found out, she might kill me. So fortunately, it's not because of that reason. But good joke there. We are on the helicopter ride to the moon. Yeah, we really are. And everyone always says, like, to the moon, to the moon, to the moon. And then they don't think of, like, what can go beyond that. And it's cool to see how much further away Saturn is from the moon. And, like, Saturn's pretty much got, like, free marketing for Hex with its North Pole there. So I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, before I get into the other comments, I did have some other stuff I wanted to talk about. So I don't want to completely ignore that. So let me go back into this little share screen for the audio here, or sorry, for the visual, and then I'll paste in the article that I wanted to do. So this is something I reported on not too long ago. And turns out that the hacker or scammer or whatever person that had the exploit was a nice person. So the 600 million, the over $600 million DeFi bridge hack, it says hackers returned nearly half of the 600 million they stole in one of the biggest crypto heists. And we're probably just going to go over the key points. I don't really plan on like diving in super deep to this, but it's just to kind of like tell people that, hey, you ever seen a unicorn? Like this is kind of like that one-off thing that never happens, especially in crypto. 99% of these, like you'll never see those funds ever again. So these people are lucky. They should be freaking counting their damn blessings. And that's why after this, one of the people that perpetuated this all the time and had his funds, a majority of his funds screwed over from this, he's learned nothing. So I want to talk about that. But key points, more than 600 million was stolen in what is likely to be the biggest cryptocurrency theft ever. Hackers exploited a vulnerability in the Poly network, a platform that looks to connect different blockchains so they can work together. And it stole like money from like Matic, BSC, and then maybe ETH too. But as they say, kind of bridging multiple different chains together. Multiple people from different chains were affected. In a strange turn of events Wednesday, hackers returned almost half of the funds they stole. And I know that was August 12th, which is 3 days ago. I think I'd have to do my due diligence, so I can only say what I think. But I think the rest was returned because I remember seeing an article too on like Tether that USDT, since it has full admin keys, when the hack or the exploit had initially started, they had frozen those funds, which they can do when you have an admin key. You can freeze or you can mint as much as you want. But and then I had heard that they had returned them. So we'll definitely take a look there. Let me just scroll down, and this is the last thing I wanted to talk about, and then I can kind of just free flow from here. So because it's still related to what I'm talking about here. So let's go to. So this is just a retweet that I did. So we'll just click on this first. So this is box mining. Guy that has called Hex a scam since probably, I know it was December 2019. So since the freaking beginning. And these are the quote unquote influencers, right? These are the people. This guy has 51,000 more followers. 50,000 more followers than Richard. He is a quote unquote influencer. And you look at the stuff that he's talking about, DeFi, right? Does DeFi have admin keys? Like, what is the point of decentralized finance if someone can make a huge exploit or someone can freeze the funds? Doesn't seem very decentralized to me. But anyways, let's get into what I wanted to say. So this guy, Box Mining, don't even know his name. I think it's Michael. But he had perpetuated this poly network and yield farming and all this and got himself wrecked and his followers wrecked once this exploit happened. And then once the money, most of it was returned, now this guy, Dr. DeFi, is saying, what did you and what did we learn? And Box Mining, 4 seconds after, something like that, says, not sure, to be honest. Makes you just want to facepalm, dude, and just be like, seriously? Like, this is really what the crypto space has become, which it has. And so this guy says, uh-oh, and he's pretty much doing that. And so we got Hexicans, thankfully. We got people that are actually the damn light bringers to the vampires like this. But so some of the Hexicans had said, so this guy, oh, cool, I'm following him. Maybe he should follow me back. Just kidding. So this person says, nothing to learn from this. You can keep on misleading crypto people with your lack of vision and self-criticism. Bravo, however, okay, that's not really relevant. So this guy says, don't promote projects with private keys. You risk your viewers' hard-earned money. Great admin keys. Dude, Sapper, you and I are in the same boat, and I'll get into this now. So can that hack happen again? What has changed? Okay, cool. So yeah, let's just get into that. So it's pretty disgusting to see. I'm a fan of, hey, if little Jimmy is told not to put his hand on the stove, I'm a fan of him putting his hand on the stove and his finger getting burnt, because guess what? You have a problem. You have what you were told not to do, and then you have a reaction. You have a consequence for what you did, right? And that's the burned thumb or finger because you didn't listen to mommy, right? And so when it comes to Richard begging, pleading, screaming, not only inventing products like Hex and like Pulse Chain that don't have admin keys, but trying to save people, whether it be through SciVibe, through longevity, or whether it be the education, right? That is not having admin keys in DeFi. And so for Box Mining, which is a crypto influencer, to say that he's learned nothing is just pretty disgusting. And it really is it really is an example of what this space has become with the main influencers. I mean, you look at someone like BitBoy that promotes CoinMarketCap, you look at and is paid off by them. You look at someone like Gentleman of Crypto that same thing. They don't want to use Nomics or Coin Paprika because they feel CoinMarketCap is the most honest data. Even though when him and DJ Cryptomatic were on the stream, it's like, dude, like, we can send you the information. We can prove that this is actual honest data from the blockchain and that it's not manipulated data. The problem that I have with their interview, Gentlemen of Crypto, is they just succumb to the masses, right? Just like people like Box Mining, just like people like BitBoy, and people that want to shut up and not cover it until it's forced to be covered. And so I think it's pretty disgusting to see people like them getting their followers wrecked, promoting these NFTs and stuff like this when people like Richard are trying to, not have that happen. But Bree says, what's the drama for today, Brand? I mean, some of the drama is just like people need to learn to be able to think for themselves. Even some of the Hexicans, I got another thing for you Hexicans, which I am one, but people can always use criticism. So Richard had posted, and maybe I'll go to it, but he had a post of a chart of a 1 month chart. The time frame was 1 month. It wasn't 1 day. It wasn't 1 hour. It wasn't 12 hours. It wasn't 4 hours. It was a 1 month. And then he said, draw the best technical analysis on that. You'd be surprised how many people I saw, posting their little 1 day, their 1 hour, all this stuff. And it's like, do you know how to read? Like, can you comprehend what's going on? Because he didn't ask for you to do it on the weekly or the daily. And not to say that you can't do that, but got to be able to follow the damn instructions, man, in my opinion. Yeah, it's the snowflake society of everyone gets a gold star, teaches nothing. Exactly. I'm a fan. Guess what? I followed Jason at 4, bald-headed F, that said his mom was some psychic, whatever, and had some trader boss guy in 2017. guess what? I lost pretty much all the money that I'd put in, that the job that I retired from. I had put it in the Litecoin, put it in this little trading course, probably lost about 10 grand. And not because of him, but because I was stupid enough to listen to him and to think that he knew better than what I did. And when I'd followed Richard Hart, I'd always liked that he kind of had like the FU attitude. Not the FU attitude, but like the FU money. Guess what? I could be doing something else better. And anyways, so yeah, the gold star for everyone, it does teach nothing. And the problem is people like Box Mining that are going to have this happen again because history repeats itself. It's going to happen again. He's going to invest in some weird, admin key DeFi yield farm project. And guess what? He's also going to recommend that on YouTube and might be getting paid off in that little coin as well. But he's going to get himself wrecked again and his followers wrecked again. And it's like, how many times do you need to see, Sunny Decree or even just other people that are kind of talking about like this and that and Cardano but haven't had smart contracts in 5 years? Like, can we not talk about hype and can we actually talk about what's like realistic and what's actually going on? Because if that's the case, things like Hex have been going on for quite a while and actually have substance as opposed to this narrative BS. I once put my hand on a muffler to see if it was hot. LOL, never again. Exactly, right? You got to be able to have consequences for your actions, whether what you did was intentional, touching the stove, or whether, hey, you just didn't know. And guess what? I can speak for myself. I've got to, maybe I'll share this one of these days, but I would like to not share it PM. But day one of Hex, there's minting your own Hex by interacting with MetaMask and stuff like that. And then there was what I did stupidly, which was literally sending to the contract address, the origin address. And since it's locked, since the keys are thrown away, nothing can be done about it. And I messaged Richard after FOMOing like a third of my bag of ETH. And I was like, hey, dude, you know what's going on here? Like everyone else is saying that they already have their coins, but I don't. Here's what I did. Here's the transaction. Long story short, I don't like to count the losses. I don't like to see how many ETH that was because it was a lot. But you have to realize that, hey, you need to be able to learn and grow from your mistakes, right? If you screw up at your job and you get fired, well, hey, maybe you screwed up and maybe you need to learn from what you did. So for people that don't learn their lesson, it just means most likely that they're going to have to learn that lesson again through a hardship. And that's all I'm saying is when you see other people not learning anything and just going back to the same stuff that's just getting them wrecked and everyone else wrecked, it's disgusting to see. Felipe Mendonca. Whoa, let's scroll up again. Hi, Bran. Congrats on retiring. You think you'll do the same thing next year. That's awesome. Not your keys, not your crypto. Yep, mistakes have been banned. Not allowed to learn. Pretty crazy, man. It's like people can't think for themselves, and that's really what's going on. I mean, you look at Andreas Antonopoulos. You look at this Box Mining guy. Who else, dude? Just a million other people. Tone, all of these people. Whether they have motives and they're just saying it even though they know the other thing, or whether they actually like think that it's a scam and all this stuff. It's like, man, that narrative worked before Big Payday. And then you said Big Payday was the giant rug pull. And then guess what? It didn't work anymore. And it hasn't worked the whole time that the Hex has had 100% uptime, has been successful. So I just hear these old ass arguments, and same thing with Eric Wall. I mean, hey, him and Kyle did a little interview, and same thing, dude. It's like, man, you're purposely lying to people in the guise of like, oh, I just want to learn, I just want to find out and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, dude, you got some other motive going on. And just like we just talked about with people like Eric Wall, is Richard going to let his followers lead him, or is he going to be the leader of his followers? Because people like Box Mining, people like BitBoy, other people I'm not going to name, they let their followers lead them, and they let their followers decide what they can post and what they can't post. And I like Richard because he's like, you know what? Guess what? I don't need your money. I don't need your attention. I'm going to build around these gatekeepers. And that's exactly what he's doing. He talks about the 4 pillars, or, Toby and these other people. I think Motley came up with it first. But anyways, about like that holy trinity, right? You've got P-Hex, Hex, and then Pulse. Hey, I've done very well just focusing solely on on Hex this past year, and I don't see to try and fix something that's not broken. And I try to tell that to my friends. I try to tell that to one of my family members that thought Richard was a scammer, thought he was quite a shady guy, still thinks that he's a shady guy, even though history and time has proven that. Maybe he's egoic, but there's a difference between ego and earned competence. Anyways, said person sold at 20% of a penny. Where are we at right now? 16 pennies? Oh, you missed out on a lot of gains. Sucks to be you. But hopefully you can learn from your mistake, even though the said person slowly seems to be coming along. It's like, man, I don't know how people can think this and then still invest in this other BS. And they asked me too, like, why should I not invest in SafeMoon? And I told them that since the get-go, SafeMoon is a copy of Proof of Weak Hands from 2017 and literal Ponzi here, here, and here. And you can look at the code on Etherscan.io, type in SafeMoon, see the code, see that it's a fork and a copy of it. And some people just don't want to learn, right? And like I said, those people, they've had to miss out on a lot of Hex gains because they didn't do their own research at the time. I spilled my Mickey D's coffee. Now that was hot. Maybe that can be like the first degree burn, like the second person that happened to. And maybe you can just sue them and then retire. That's what I would do. Just kidding. I've learned I only follow Richard Hart these days. That is all. Me too, right? Why would you follow people that have been on the wrong side of history historically and consistently? It just doesn't make sense to keep following people that are just going to keep getting you wrecked. It's like the Stockholm syndrome. You're like afraid to leave. They always say I have inside news. Yeah, it's disgusting. I have inside news. I bought this coin, and then now I'm going to tell you I have inside news, and then just dump on your face. There's multiple people that's happened to, that they made like a YouTube video, and then right here when they aired the YouTube video down. Wonder what happened there. I wonder what these big ass buys were before that. I wonder. Nonsense for the algo. Thank you. What's up, Bran? We're here to rattle your cage to remind you that you're in one. Yeah, that's true. Big Gunner D. Let me get some water. Water with ice, negative calories, good stuff, man. Oof, refreshing. They are all the same brand. All these influencers talk garbage, and they give scammers platforms to talk nonsense. Yeah, like I said, I had one stream not too long ago from now, where some other stuff was mentioned, and it's fine if you want to go, oh, here's what happened in BTC and some of this other stuff. But once I heard some of the coins on exchanges, I was like, should have done more research before doing that. So yeah, giving scammers platforms or just coins that are like not viable and not legitimate is not a good thing. Hex is an IQ test for real. It totally is, man. I know some people that are like, there's like the IQ spectrum, right? The person with the socket going back into its head again, and then the person that's like galaxy brain or whatever. But then generally you've got kind of like a, in between on one side or the other. And a lot of people that, might be smart in other areas and stuff like that, they think that they know better. And turns out they just didn't do all the research, or they had too much of a bias, or they listened to their feeling instead of listening to the data and to the facts. I don't know what it is, but at least I'm with the team of people that are on Team Win and not listening to those losers over there. I love Bran. Hey, love you too. The only serious mistake is not to learn. Exactly. Yeah. If you don't learn from your mistakes, you're doomed to repeat them again. And just like the person that's just working at the next job and stuff like this, thinking that there's not a way out of that rat race. Like, well, if you keep thinking like that, you're going to manifest your reality in that case, in that scenario. I made a Snapchat the other day talking about, after I had made the decision, talking about, why do you think there's these like 6-year-old, 7-year-old kids on YouTube or TikTok or whatever that have like millions of revenue that's generated? Like, why do you think that? Like, they're kind of just showing reality and flipping it upside down that, hey, we're in a different paradigm here. The gold bugs like Peter Schiff that were calling Bitcoin a scam at $1 are now ultra mega wrecked. You screwed up there, but you ain't. But you learned something. Yeah, totally. Mistakes are good for the soul. They totally are. How are you going to learn if you don't know that what you did was wrong? Nerd Girl's most recent stream was very relevant and important. Totally. Let's see what else we got here. Man, we got a lot of comments. Let's see. Hey, Rand, good to see you. Thanks for speaking the truth to power. Happy retirement. Hey, you too, Sig. I know you and I just talked about it recently, so the trifecta will be epic. Totally looking forward to it. Holy Trinity. I got a super chat down a ways, but let me get to it in a second. I can barely sleep thinking about what's going to happen at Pulse Chain. Yeah, it's going to be quite bonkers. We see what Richard has been able to do with 100% gatekeeping with Hex being a finished product, and now we're going to be able to see what he's being able to do with Pulse Chain. That's less gatekept, in that people aren't going to be incentivized to gatekeep it because most of those people have NFTs or other ERC20s on Ethereum that's going to get copied over. So why are they going to want to FUD their bag unless they just sell it and then become a hater? Vogel, hi, Bran. What are you going to do now that you've retired? Just develop like a schedule, get back into some stuff that I might have neglected, get back into some just healthier habits, journaling and all this stuff. And then, I don't know, being able to find out how to better help the Hex community, whether it's through more clips or just, more evergreen content. I mean, people that do evergreen content, you guys want to follow good people? Gerardo, Whales Only. I'm blanking on who else. Oh yeah, Crypto Coffee. Yeah, Crypto Coffee, dude. That guy's king of golden content. So just, I don't know, take a chill pill and take a deep breath and not have to force something, but let it happen. I heard that Alex Saunders is retiring too. I've come to the conclusion crypto is loaded with masochists. You're not wrong. Why I don't know, but I swear these people get off on their own humiliation. It's weird, dude. It's really weird, man. A lot of yeah, just a lot of small PP energy, man. Unsubbed box mining and okay, cool. So unsubbed to box mining and Lark and BitBoy, and sadly even Ivan on Tech had way too many degen Ethereum projects. Yeah. I mean, I agree. Who dat? Hi, brother. How you doing, man? Ivan is a real disappointment. Hey, I'm happy that he's at least not been such a labeler of scam to Hex. He's at least been able to be open-minded enough to have Richard on a couple of times. And I respect the people that, even if they don't like Hex or even if they're just kind of neutral, giving Richard the time to at least be able to educate their audience and maybe, break through to some of those people that are, so deep into the influencer that maybe they can see, oh, this guy's actually talking, he's sensible, he's pragmatic, he knows what he's talking about. And he's the ultimate OG from Hex in the from Bitcoin in the get-go. Richard is out. Crypto Dad never let us down. Yeah, dude. Oh man, you ain't the only one. I was liberated from all these fools when I found Richard Hart. Me too, man. When I stopped following these other people and I just realized, man, a lot of these people try to fearmonger you into doing something or, investing in something that they're doing or just whatever, keep you in fear because it's easy to control people that are in fear. And then people like Richard, they empower people by giving them knowledge, giving them education, shining a light on the vampires in the space like CSW that claim to be Satoshi but have no evidence to prove. Okay, let me scroll down and get to this, the super chat. One second. Okay, Jose Cuervo says, cheers to you, Bran. Best of luck on your quote-unquote retirement. Yeah. Lols, you're a great member of the Hex community. Thanks for all what you do. Hey, you too, man. Appreciate the, the cool thing about being a part of the Hex community was first, I had been invested, but hadn't really been super deep in the community. I was still on Telegram and stuff like this. But once I had seen Hexologist, dude, I was like, this guy is a genuine ass guy. He's got a great smile. He's got a great laugh. Just like with Richard, passes the BS meter test. And then same thing with RG3, right? Him and RG3 started streaming and that were hey, let's get this community involved and let's, show the faces of the community. And so it was really cool to see the people, first Richard, then Hexo, then RG3, and then the others that had followed. It's been cool to see the footsteps that have led the path and be able to see that, hey, 99% of those people that were there from the beginning are still here now. And what does that tell you? What does that tell you when they didn't sell all of their crypto and they didn't just retire and leave with their FU money? What does that tell you when they're still working on it and still being able to provide value? Especially like other people, you look at trading groups or mastermind classes and stuff like this, and it's like people in the Hex community are giving this information, myself included, Gerardo, Wales Only, Maddie, just a whole million different people giving information that other influencers are currently charging you up the yin-yang for. Well, what does it show you when someone doesn't have anything to lose and they're just wanting to spend their time and educate you? Like, it shows that they actually care. Miss Hexquisite, love you too. I've seen a lot of positive buzz about Pulse. Yeah, there's a lot of good press, right? How can you not have good press with $27 million being donated to a charity that could save your life? That's like the ultimate grandstand of like, hey, this is what we're here to do. This is what we've done, and this is just the beginning. The chain itself hasn't even launched. And I know Wales Only was going to stream a little bit later. I didn't see anything scheduled, so maybe I just don't want to run into his stream. But yeah, we'll keep going and kind of just answer a few more questions and get into it. Let me just see real quick and just confirm that he doesn't have something scheduled, because the beautiful thing about the Hex community is there's so much abundance, right? That as opposed to other communities that are kind of like lack of abundance and kind of like gatekeeping other influencers and stuff like that, the Hexicans do the opposite. We want to promote and share the information that everyone has to offer. It's not from a greed mentality. It's from like a abundance mentality. So I don't see anything scheduled on his stream. I guess he said he was going to be doing a stream later. So tune in for that later. Just turn on the bell like I do with everyone. We love you, Richard Hart. Welcome to the revolution. I don't know if he's in the chat or not, but yeah, Richard Hart's the best, right? BMA, Brand is retiring at 24. I can only imagine the awesome thing he will be doing when he's Richard's age. Yeah, 24. He's 40 or 41, something like that. So, yeah, looking forward to it, man. I'll at least have one Cuatro Cinco stake done by then, which is like, man, what's that going to be worth when that comes out? Gee, that's going to be worth a lot. I'm not getting to all the comments because there's just a lot, so I'm kind of just trying to go through the stuff here. Sig says, Sig Hex 148 says, question is, do we need other communities building bridges to bring adoption to Pulse Chain? Let's see. Do we need to go into the lion's den to spread the truth? I mean, I don't think we need to be like hippy dippy, like every community and project is great, but like also not shoot people down that are wanting to develop on it. Like, I think if Hexicans can take the same approach that we've done with Richard Hart and other stuff and see that, oh, okay, this person's got a fully built project here and stuff like that. I think that the Hexicans have somewhat of an influence, because obviously Richard's first project with Hex, the second project is Pulse. But I mean, what it comes down to is I know there's been, and I've had some conversations recently with people about this, but I don't know. There's a difference between like seeing what's going on and then just shooting everything down because it's not the thing that you're into. So like just keeping an open mind and, even if you don't agree with the project and stuff, like still encouraging that they do build it on Pulse, because that's still going to benefit your bag at the end of the day. Because even if it is a scam and they're like building on it and whatever, which there's no way that we can like skirt that from happening. That's why it's going to be decentralized, because you can't control that. It's still going to pump your bag from all the usage and adoption and network, usage that's going to be burning the tokens that are deflationary. That's the only thing I'll say. Don't worry, 75 is the new 24. I was 50 once. I was 27 once. I would love to be 24 again. Okay, let me. Oh yeah, what's up, Nate? He says, I was 24 once. Congratulations, Bran. Great. I can't believe this. Bran retires at 24, 3 years before I did at 27. Hey, that's awesome. I know I haven't heard about that, so shout out to you for that too. That's just really cool. I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. Yeah, it's in even to my coworkers, probably like the 2 or 3 managers and head managers that I'll tell tomorrow. What does that tell them? Or like, what does that say to them about me or about Hex when I interviewed 3 years ago, about 3.5 years ago, told them, oh, I'm in crypto and stuff like this. They scoffed at it. They laughed. That's fine. You can laugh. I can think for myself. And then 3.5 years later, I'm retiring because of crypto. Well, maybe they might open their effing minds and not be so close-minded to crypto when I do send them that email tomorrow. So yeah, I'm going to maybe hang up that email that I send, print it, and just let it be a piece of history. On to the next success. The diversity of Hexicans is another big draw. Yeah, it's another big benefit for sure. Yeah, I was reading that wrong. Big draw, but yeah, it's another big benefit, right? I mean, think about it, dude. We just got everyone. We got Hexicans global, worldwide. We got people like Gerardo, Wales Only, Jenkins. Just a lot of people that can do really good technical analysis. That can do chart generation with the data that's coming out. People like let's see, Ryan Lopez and Togosh. I don't know his full name on Twitter. I could link it, but they're doing the Hex Daily Stats, which a lot of cool information is coming out from there. And we pretty much just got a team, right? We've got, just like Richard's talked about, or not Richard, but Hexo. He's joked about the Hexicans being like a Legion team of 300. And you see the movie 300 and stuff like that. And it goes to show you what you can do with people that are like-minded, with people that have similar goals in mind, and with people that just want to ultimately make the world a better place and not leech from it. So it's really cool. Tarn Week says, hi folks, congratulations, Brad. Thank you. Got no idea. But, when do I think the snapshot is? Got no idea. I mean, here's the thing. Richard has speculated that, and for anyone that's been in Hex since day one, that there's going to be a delay or probably a little bit longer than he was initially thinking. But yeah, when the snapshot is, I mean, we're going to need to see testnet first before that prediction can even be made, in my opinion. I don't think it's going to be for a while, but the thing I will say is I had another person's community message me and say, Bran, I got some of my stuff in Celsius and some of my stuff in this and that. Like, when do you think the snapshot is so I can continue earning interest in this, centralized platform that has my private keys, but then I can put it into my own possession and then get the snapshot. And it's like, dude, that's a risky ass decision that you're doing. Like, I'm glad I'm not a degen, doing stuff like that. Like, hey, if you look at the interest that I'm earning compared to the, measly interest that you're earning on Celsius and Blackfeet and stuff like this, it's a joke. It's comical. So come on, Team Win, and see the interest that's being generated, even for a 1 month, a 1 year, stuff like that. I look forward to the day when there's literally a Hex stream going 24/7. There pretty much is on Hex Radio app. We're practically there. It's awesome, and we have we have the full chain audio chat, dude. Yeah, that chat's amazing. It's kind of like you always have a place to go. Totally, right? It's amazing to be able to have support, to have your questions answered. A lot of I used to listen to the Pulse Radio chat just 24/7, and then once I heard the same question about 1,000 million times, it's like, okay, maybe it's good for people to come in, get their questions answered, me to come on when I can and kind of help out. But it goes to show you that we're really growing, and that audio chat's really good for people to communicate with other like-minded people and just to be able to learn. Hey, what's up, DJ Cryptomatic? Shout out to him. Like I said, I'm not going to be able to get to all the comments, but DJ Cryptomatic, he went on Gentleman of Crypto, and had some respect for those guys, and maybe they were just turned off on, like, I guess the Hexicans coming out in full force once they had kind of questioned Hex. But yeah, shout out to DJ for going on their show and kind of taking the critique and stuff like this. And there's always going to be little beefs here and there and stuff like that. But it just really surprises me when other people can be influenced so easily when when they were just about to break through the void. It's a very valid point there. Was once trusted and is now outed. Will heat is still yet to be added. So time to jump on board. We need 40 more likes. Like the stream. Yep, hit the likes. What's up, Purple? Don't get yin-yanged. That's funny. Yeah, Bree says bullish or weekly bullish engulfing candle about to close. Yeah, that's what I'm excited about, right? Is not only do we have about 45%, something like that growth since the last stream around this time, but we've got a weekly close that's about to, I think we're about to pump from here. I really do. We've exhausted a lot of the people that wanted to sell. Great. They got their prices in that they wanted to sell at. Bran, where did you buy that awesome hex chain from? I'll, one second here. Let me just post a link in here. And I also got a pull chain one. I'm kind of disappointed. I thought it was this size too. It's half the size. It's like the freaking puny one. But I got a pull chain one, and then I got a I got a silver necklace that's coming out on I think Monday or Tuesday that I can wear. But let me post the link. That's for the gold one. You think I'm gonna waste 10 grand on this? Hell no. So this is just for the logo, but we'll do it in the future. Hex Toys, yo, definitely go check out Hex Toys. They're about to get sold out. Oh yeah. Gentlemen in crypto are shills, like all influencers. The argument was everyone goes to CoinMarketCap. And that's where for me it's like, okay, just like with Richard winning all the debates, and I had asked those guys, I said, okay, you're so confident that you can bully one of the Hexicans and talk down about it being a bad project. Well, guess what? Wells, Axis, and Mitchell are streaming. Hey, here's the StreamYard link. You can join. No, we don't want to. No. Okay, so you don't want to join it when it's not in your control and not your narrative, not your frame, but you'll have other people on and try to bully them. Okay, I see. But yeah, to his point, the argument was everyone goes to CoinMarketCap. That was what I wanted to say, is there really is no argument. Like, you look at the data from the blockchain from, say, Etherscan, and you can see that, hey, Etherscan's got the proper blockchain data. Well, why are the numbers different on CoinMarketCap that's supposed to be just pulling from that blockchain? And, why is there favoritism here and here? And, the censorship stuff down here and page 3 and stuff like that, makes you wonder, And then they're shilling these just weird NFTs and these weird projects and stuff like this, and not even worth my thought, man. Yeah, dude, yeah. Check out Hex Toys, because as far as stuff like that goes, they actually do have stuff that's like, hey, we're building little trinkets and things like that. We just dropped 2 new collectibles. I actually have I've got like a Hex, it's like a pretty cool, like, not plaque, but like this. It's like this, but maybe about 1.5 times the size. All right, we'll go for maybe a few more minutes, just get a couple more comments, and then let everyone about their day. So yeah, Bondi, I answered your question. Ermif Noy says, folks at work didn't want to onboard in 2019 crypto winter, but now they want to know at all-time highs. I just avert and don't bother anymore. Yeah, right. There's that saying where it's like, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And that was like my epitome after getting wrecked in 2017, even though I had still followed Richard. But then there's the people that have the data and knowledge just being blasted. Like, how can you not see this? And then they're just like turning the other way. Or, oh, we just had this big DeFi hack like box mining had, but I'm just going to turn the other way. What did you learn? Nothing. Just this weird stuff where it's like, man, you got some ulterior motives that I don't think are very ethical. I love this name too, Hexiest man in the world. I'm looking outside here too, because right here is the Puget Sound. And anyways, there's this boat doing some weird stuff, like 5 different streams of water going out. So I'm kind of distracted by something that I've never seen before. So sorry about that. But it says, My man, BallietBran, how's it going, brother? How's it going? How's it going, Room? Yeah, I think everyone's doing pretty good. Can't complain when the price is nearly at the all-time highs. I love going into the chat around 2 to 3 a.m. and listening to others chat about polls from around the world. Yeah, the amount of people we have from around the world is just overwhelming. Same thing, such a general question. I don't know. Do you have kids? Do you have child support? Do you have debt? Do you have, a car that you can't afford, but instead you're just paying, it's not paid off, but you're paying payments and stuff? So they say, Eagle Tay says, you need to be a dolphin at least to retire from Hex, right? Got no idea. Ain't going to tell you what rank I'm in, but, I know there's a lot of dolphins doing pretty good right now. And same thing with everyone else that's been able to keep those T-shares for a significant amount of time, because not many of us knew how important they were. But as time keeps going on, it's like, holy moly, this does keep getting more. How much did it take for you to retire? I'm not going to tell you. What I can say is at my work, I think this is even like before taxes. I think I was making like $42,000 a year, like not a whole bunch. But the amount that I'm making with Hex, even if I sold like a small, like even 3%, 5% of the interest is possibly more than that. So not going to need much from what I already live. I don't live above my means. I don't need some freaking new car. I'll Hex Flex next year. Okay, this is already a Hex Flex to be able to quit the job. All dolphins are millionaires. I know a lot of dolphins. Heck, you can be a low squid and retire. Depends on where you retire to. Yeah. There's just so many different factors, and those are the questions to be able to ask yourself. What do you need to be able to sustain? What do you need to for future expenses, medical, all this good stuff? You have to ask yourself that question before you can actually pull the trigger and have it be a logical decision, which is what I've done, calculated risk. Yeah, I love watching my stakes and my liquid hex keep growing. T-shares are killing it. Yeah, T-shares are amazing. I am not a dolphin. Where you focus goes your energy. Yeah, where you focus, your energy flows. When they invented THD electronics scanning microscope, they noticed the electron stopped when they focused on it. You have to focus below the surface. When Hex hits $1, my day job goes bye-bye. Yeah, I think they had even mentioned that they might change it up a little bit, so we'll definitely see. So let's see. It says, I wonder what animal I'll be in Pulse. I don't know. Don't care. All I know is, hey, those T-shirts I got, they're going to be copied. Hey, Wills, I commented earlier. I know you have a stream. I didn't see when it was scheduled for, so just let me know. I'm about to end soon anyways. Like, we're going 90 minutes. So you don't need to go for much longer. But I know you had a stream, and, maybe like 5 or 10 more minutes is all I'll go for. So just wanted to communicate that with you now that you're in the house. So he says, what's up, fam? Really, I swear I'm not a dolphin. It's all optics. Yeah. What would you suggest for someone that has one T-share right now? Also, if Pulse hits 50 cents, I'll get a watercolor splash Pulse tattoo. That's pretty cool. What would I suggest for someone that has one T-share right now? Hey, you got one T-share. How long do you have it for? If you have one T-share, it's going to be generating you 5 or 6 hex a day from the current rates for the length of time that you have it for. And say if you had one T-share for one day, if you didn't need that money for 10 years, so you could have, 3 times the amount of T-shares. Well, 2 times plus the principal. Let's hear it for a powerhouse in Hex. Brandon's a legend. Hey, dude, Crypto Joker's a legend. His streams are amazing. I don't think anyone has a better production value than Crypto Joker. Definitely go follow him. He's got a great community too that are all Hexicans now, and it's really cool to see. It was really cool to see the community evolve. I remember being on that D live stream with Hexo when we raided Joker, and he still has the same personality as he does now, but was just cracking up and making jokes about feigning goats and stuff like that. And what better time to have the greatest of all time than watching goats with the Joker and then being able to rate him. And so that was really cool to onboard him because we onboarded him on that stream and it's still on my YouTube channel. Congrats, BallietBran. Thank you, bro. This I don't know. I know it's based on shares. I don't know what the minimum is. Someone would have to do that math for me because on Staker.app it says like, I think Dolphin is like 0.01 or like 0.001% of the total key shares. So you'd have to look more into that. Someone else can answer. Whales, you going live in 40 minutes? Yeah, hopefully. Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, I'm not going to be going that long. Cool. So y'all will have a little bit of time to bathroom break, whatever, get some food, whatever, before Whales goes on. But he'll be streaming at 4:35 Pacific Standard Time or 7:35 on the East Coast. Dude, yeah, Whales is a legend, dude. So Whales, Gerardo, those two alone are just like such unique pieces of the puzzle, right? They're able to do these market cap comparisons and different just data and analytics that really paint a better picture and an easier picture for the layman to understand. And so shout out to him for the work he does, right? Because even though he's good at what he does, it's still time consuming, so, and, sure, he's getting, a couple super chats here and there, but it's not like we're getting, on the, it's not like we're like employees of Richard Hart or employees of Hex.com. Like all of this is voluntary. And that's why people like Hexologist, dude, is like the utmost dedication and gratitude goes to you, daily streaming for 500 days or something recent, something maybe even more than that. And yeah, that's some serious dedication, and people like him have been an absolute pillar in the community for keeping it going. Gonna stretch the legs, take a walk in the woods before. Hey, that sounds badass. Yes, that sounds awesome. So $975,000 last August 5th. Yeah, Jenkins, dude. Jenkins, he had a stream with Blue Bum. Jenkins is another guy. Like when he first came on my channel, we were just chit chatting. I don't think we looked at the charts much, but dude, that guy does some incredible work. And shout out to him. He's had proven success before, and it's really cool to see he's now in the Hex community. AJ, I totally agree. He says, we have the best of the best in this industry. It's true. What's up, Spike? Hexologist did so much for our community. Hats off to that dude. He literally changed my life with that raid. That's so cool to hear, man. It's really like heartwarming to see people like Freddie pay off the mom's car, or Hextech, pay for his neighbor that he's friends with, that had an impact. Pay for her, favorite trip that she ever wanted to go to but didn't have enough money. To see, so many Hexicans that have been there since day one that have stood up through the FUD and be able to retire. It's just cool to see that, and, it's even funnier to see, people thinking that Hex Flex is like a scam or that it's a joke. And it's like, no, dude, haven't you heard if you had, 3,800 times your money from even $1, that's a lot, let alone, more capital that was put into it. So we're definitely doing well. We're still pre-viral, and things are about to change for the better. I mean, I definitely think, just like with, this is my opinion, but I think that just like with 1 penny was a goal, $1 is a goal for a lot of people. But just like we had at the New Year's of, this most recent New Year's to 2021, we went from a penny to 2 pennies, and same thing. The chart itself is pointing up and to the right, and it's just the spirals and whatnot are just stoking up and to the right. And you can just see that we're beginning that S-curve, like what's a current S-curve. And I think it's about to go parabolic. I was there, Joker. It was epic. Yeah, dude. There's something about people like Joker that can just bring a smile to anyone, even if you're having a bad day. And it's really cool to be overwhelmed with a good energy and positive vibes, as opposed to the rest of the world that wants drag you down into the hell and misery that they're living in. This Hex journey doesn't feel real. It feels like a wonderful dream. It totally does. Hexo still does have it, just in other ways. All right, yeah, that's pretty much it. If anyone has any last minute questions, let me know. I'll try and go through any other comments. That Hexo was a pioneer. Yeah, he totally was. Epoch for wallet security. Try Hex streamers and look up HexSafe. Yeah, I want to say. 1 second here. I know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. HexSafe.win. I'm pretty sure. Let me just make sure I didn't shill something bad. But anyways, yeah, search up for just type in HexSafe on YouTube. And I'm blanking on his name right now, but the guy does great work. And we've got people like Papa B. Go to Discourse Syndicate. Papa B has some security information on how to store your coins in a cold storage and not to be a walking target. Jenkins' bomb. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, once again, congrats. Thanks, dude. It's going to feel surreal. It's going to, because I know the second that I send that, the guy that I'm sending it to, my manager, he's not going to be there tomorrow. But actually, no, he will. He's not going to be there the following week. So anyways, I guess when I send it, I'll probably be getting a call, maybe, I don't know, who knows, sometime after that. And I look forward to telling him that, hey, you know what, and I'm not going to tell him this, but in my head, I'm thinking, when you were sitting across the interview table from me and joking that, you think crypto is going to be the future and stuff like that, I'm thinking in my head, well, guess what? Now you're still working there at 40-something years old, and I don't have to, thanks to Hex. So I'll just be sending him a 1-week letter of resignation. So anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you, everyone. It's a great journey. It's exciting, and it's kind of surreal to be able to do that. So shout out to Richard. He's been a wonderful, source of knowledge, information, power in the community, and always, like I mentioned, just like these other people in the Hex community, they're very logical to listen to in a space that has so much disinformation and people that just want to show you something because they're getting paid off. So yeah, Marion, I'll be there. I look forward to saying what's up to you and everyone else. Actually, I got like one last thing to cover, so I'll just make this real quick. But yeah, Alan and Patrick, they're going to be doing a little Hex tour. So go on their website, or go on their channel, Cryptos Bar Booth, or like abit_hex. And no. But I've set up a wallet and whatnot, and encourage that person to start investing that money and not be spending it every week to week. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, their wallet's still looking very good, and but yeah, I think she's pretty excited, and she's like, oh, I didn't realize. Well, hey, now you can realize, and maybe it can be in your future too one day. You know how it works. Put your notice in, and then they fire you. Hey, I'm okay with that. I am okay. I don't need to go back. Okay, yeah, so I wanted to cover one last thing just real quick, because Motley, shout out to this guy. 1 second here. Let me see if it's in my notes real quick here. Okay. Let me share the screen again. Okay. Shout out for Motley. He's done amazing work. But so this guy, he is the that watch guy from YouTube. So yeah, this guy Nico, he is the main film person, to my knowledge, of Michael the producer Michael, and the guy that's always like showing these $1 million mansions in Cali and nice cars and stuff, and similar to Richard, right? So Motley says just went on Nico's stream and confirmed his Richard Hart interview. That's awesome. And it says, come support his channel and live stream now. He needs 30 more thousand subscribers for 500,000. So 500,000 subs. We need 30,000 more. Let's help him out, Hexicans. And then let me... Yeah, I'm just going to pause it. I don't want them to like accidentally copyright me. But so yeah, this is his channel that he's talking about. We can just scroll to about right here. So, fuck, dude, look at that. Motley did a $480 super chat. And oh, but I thought you guys were all bots, and I thought this was a scam. And no, dude, how many Hexicans have you seen in this stream alone? I've only watched a little bit of it. I'm actually downloading it now. I want to clip it and then send it to Motley or just post it as Motley on this channel. But anyway, so 500,000 subscribers nearly, and Rich is going to be going on. And this guy is a cornerstone to getting maybe an interview with producer Michael. So that's all I wanted to cover. Yeah, David missed it all. It's all good. Wales is going live in about an hour from now. So Machiavelli. Yeah, so that's it. That was the last thing I wanted to cover. So much news going on. There's always something to read and be a part of and all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, you could even just turn off all of that for a year, and Hex is still going to be doing its passive income and trustless interest like it's always been doing. And you're going to get a copy when the snapshot, when the block height for the fork happens. All right, this is the last comment I'm reading. That's going to be impossible. Anyways, Mark and Gillis says, congratulations, Bran. It's great to see a positive person like yourself win. Hit the like. Thank you. Oh, yeah. I'll drop the link. I'll drop the link real quick here. If only it doesn't take all day to drop the link. Okay, there you go. So yeah, that's the link. Go give the guy a sub. Put the little notification on bell if you want. Richard will be doing an interview with him. I don't know when, because I tried to start clipping it before the stream and then realized it was like, oh, this isn't just Motley on for like a couple minutes. Motley's got some good airtime, So yeah, that's that. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks, everyone. Sorry, Will's late. Yep. Definitely watch Will's stream. I think he said. What time did he say? I think 7:45 Eastern time, and then 4 like an hour from now. So just follow Wells like everyone else does. I'll see everyone later. Thanks, guys, for the follow and gals. And until next week, until the next Nights of the Crypto Table.